What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video on beginner HTML, where we are going to be talking about how to create a clickable link in HTML using the anchor tag element. All right, so what is an anchor tag? An anchor tag simply tells your web browser where you want the user to go whenever they click on a link inside your page. Okay, so this might be, for example, we're going to do a project where we're going to create a storybook. Okay, so this might link to another page on your website, or it might link to an external website such as google.com or Facebook or anywhere else on the web that you want to take a user. Okay, so how do we create it? All right, so much like the paragraph, it's pretty simple. So let's leave ourselves a new comment down here. So again, that is hold control, press question mark. That will leave a comment that will not show up on your web page. All right. All right, and we are going to say this is an anchor element. Okay. Now again, you should be in your notes section of the folders that we created. If this is the first video you are seeing of this series, make sure to go back to the very first video of the series and get caught up with us. We're having tons of fun learning about different HTML elements and how they show up on your web page. All right, so let's say, for example, let's use a real example where we're going to be taking a user to the next page of our story. Okay, so what we want to do is the same thing that we do to create every element. We want to start off with a left angle bracket. Then to create an anchor element, we need to use the letter A. Okay, that starts our anchor element. Now the next part is called our href. Href just stands for hypertext reference. This is the link that you are going to be using to send the user to the next page of your story or to any external source that we've already talked about. Okay, so we're going to say href equals, and that's automatically going to put up some quotes for you because your link has to go into quotes. Okay, now for this example, we're just going to send somebody over to Google. Okay, so we're going to type in the web address for google.com. All right, then we're going to go on the other side of our quotation marks, and we're going to put our right angle. Okay, now what that's going to do is it's automatically going to create a closing anchor tag for us. Okay, so now just like the paragraph, we need to put our content inside of those anchor tags. Okay, so we want people to go over to Google, so we will say click here to go to Google. Okay, so now you can put any words you want to in there. You can have this whole thing moved. You can put this inside of existing content. You can do whatever you want. But as you're going along creating your document here, what you want to do is when you want someone to click on a link, this is how you're going to do it. Okay, so you're going to go href equals the link you want to send them to. Now, when we actually start creating our story, I'll show you how to link your internal pages, okay? But this is an example of how to link an external page. So let's leave ourselves another comment, and let's say, this is an example of how to link an external website. Okay? All right, so like I said, you can link any kind of words that you want. So if I copy this text, I can go up here to Erie Library, for example, and All I need is a closing tag on the other side of, I'm not sure why it did that. All I need is a closing tag on the other side of whatever I want the clickable content to be. Now, you can see I'm getting all kinds of errors here, and that's because it's adding extra tags to my stuff. But once you get that straightened out, you got to really look, because what it was doing was adding paragraph tags to my content. I didn't want that to happen. So this is much simpler as you go. Just get it down that anytime you want to make any words clickable, you need ahref, the link, and then put your words inside of the A tags, okay? And then close it off. So wherever you want the clickable link to stop, that's where you need to put your closing tag, okay? So let's take a look on our actual page that we're creating. We're going to open this in a browser. And if we click this link, it should take us to google.com. Okay, so that is how you're going to create a clickable link within your paragraph. It can be at the bottom of a paragraph. You can link an image. We'll talk about that later on. You can link buttons. We'll talk about those. You can create links that look like buttons, and we'll talk about those later on when we talk about CSS and more, and we advance into our HTML here. But for now, this is the A element. This is the anchor element that we are going to use to make clickable links in our content. Okay, so make sure to practice that, get it all down so that you'll know how to create clickable links. This is going to be very important in our project that we're going to be putting together. So make sure that you get all the notes here. Make sure that you are paying attention to any extra tags that that Visual Studio Code tries to add to your stuff. If you're just copy and pasting, highly recommend that you just start out, with the words that you want, and then ahref equals, and then your link, https google.com, in quotes, then point at the words that you want to make clickable. So click here, whatever it is, and then make sure your spacing is right so that the words are not on top of each other and all that good stuff, and you're good to go. Try that out with a couple of different websites, and then join us in the next video. All right, I'll see you over there.